How goes the family? Welcome back to Patterson Properties. Hopefully, you guys are having a great Saturday. Today's subject matter, very interesting. Never thought I would see this because I came across an article the other day and I thought that my eyes were actually playing tricks on me. Because one of the most expensive cities to live in within the United States of America is Manhattan in New York City. Even though San Francisco Bay Area in California is the most expensive to live in, period, out of any other major city, they're number one. New York is in the number two category, and then the other cities fall behind that. Now, given the fact that rent prices in Manhattan are dropping even in the COVID-19 economy, still has me surprised all at the same time. The article stated that rents have gone down for the first time since the Great Recession back in 2007. Nearly 35% of Manhattan rentals were discounted, with the median rent falling nearly 7% or $221 per month. Report found with the demand of rents on the decline, I wonder how this is going to affect the real estate market as a whole. Another thing that stood out to me is given the fact that with a lot of new hires, interns, and students are going to and already have start their new positions or school year remotely as opposed to being in New York City as a whole. I've been saying this and others have been saying this as well. Companies and universities and other institutions will have an exuberant amount of money, will save an exuberant amount of money because um, the more organizations that adapt to the stay-at-home economy during COVID-19 and after COVID-19, one thing is clear: the doors of opportunity to work from home is going to continue to grow. The doors of opportunity is going to, at least at the universities online that were already growing at a fast rate already, will grow even more so during COVID-19 and after COVID-19. It's just going to be more and more of an online economy. We all know that the price of real estate falls into the category of supply and demand. Once the demand goes down in any location, then that has a lot to do with the rental prices will they will be and the cost of properties all at the same time, what they will be. A great example is some of the cheapest areas within the United States of America, one that can purchase a home for $5,000 up to $40,000. They do exist. They usually exist in places like Baltimore, Maryland, Reading, Pennsylvania, Allentown, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Michigan, and Cleveland, Ohio. Various other markets all at the same time that I've not mentioned, Gary, Indiana. You know, this happens because of the lack of demand for housing, smaller job markets, or non-existent job markets. So if one can work remotely with a New York City salary living in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio, Texas, etc., then one's quality of life can go up, but the cost of living will definitely go down. And I always say, if your cost of living go down, then let that open the doors of Pandora's box for you to do two things: save and invest more. Don't mean spend more. That's just my personal opinion on that one. That's when you'll be able to get further ahead in case your job dries up, because you just never know what could happen. My personal opinion. Now, will this be the new norm is the question. And as real estate investors, we will have to change course, if this is the new norm. One thing that is clear, as well as you already have thousands of people leaving places like New York City, the Bay Area of Oakland and San Francisco and Los Angeles as well. Every a month, you have thousands of people leaving those areas. And this is before COVID-19. I would imagine it's amped up even more so during, and will probably amp up even more so after. With rampant job losses that have taken place, more regular working people will vacate expensive cities at a faster rate. In my personal opinion, one may see this in the Bay Area of California 5 to 10 years from now, meaning more ghost towns, because but so many rich people can reside in the area. And for any area to remain somewhat sustainable, you're going to have middle to lower class working people. It's just what it is. Unless they've created enough robots to replace people. Who knows? It is Silicon Valley. And I'm not throwing any shots at any specific areas and whatnot. It's just when you do the numbers, because I'm a big fan of the West Coast, but when you do numbers, and for regular working people, rich people, it's a different story, but regular working people that live paycheck to paycheck can't afford to live in specific areas in the US. That's just what it is. So also Manhattan has a lot of foreign investors, which is a great thing. Detroit is becoming the same way, which equals a lot of properties that are vacant throughout most of the year. As well, especially nowadays, because you have a lot of people, even a lot of Americans who invest abroad, and they're not there 100% of the time. They'll be in America half the year, and in a foreign country the other part half of the year, or a couple months out of the year. You just never know. Everyone's different. We're more of a global economy than people would imagine, and more people are becoming more globalized mentally and physically and financially, anyways. So that's why you got to be able to think outside of the box that society tries to put you in. But I foresee more ghost cities in these more expensive markets. And I always say to the people who are moving to the cheaper markets, become an owner, become a saver, and become an investor. If your money's going up because you move to a cheaper state, become an owner of a house, become an investor in anything, and consult a financial professional, and do your darndest to save as much money as possible. Those three things, for the most part, and have some sort of a business mindset, because nowadays everyone has no choice but to have some sort of a side business. And I think you'll be all right. But that's just my personal opinion. But do the great three free things like share and subscribe. Check out the Care Bars International when it comes to investing. Hey, it's a great time to invest in gold. And hey, you sign up with me, the link description, and we'll be able to make money moves all together. Thanks again for the donations. Always greatly appreciated when donations on the Cash App and the PayPal. And hopefully you guys have a great day. And as always, make money moves, family. Take care.